this with love is a hater, okay? A straight up hater. I mean, imagine a
Hey guys, we're here at the Pink Square Circle. We'll talk about why is there hate on Bianca Belair and Bayley. It's worth saying that Bianca Belair and Bayley the worst workers. You guys get the likes as we come to the Pink Square Circle. Now, there's been some recent buzz going around that Bayley and Bianca Belair are not the best workers in the women's division in WWE. Now, they're saying that Bayley, that she's not a great promo. She's a great athlete, but not great promo, not overall great worker. And Bianca Belair, despite her strength and the hard work she put in, she's also not a great worker. Sum it all up, not just Bianca Belair and Bayley are not the best workers, but all women in wrestling for WWE is not the best workers. Now, this was all quoted by Vince Russo when he went on the Wrestling Outlaws on Sportskeeda alongside EC3 and Dr. Chris Featherstone. Now, I'm going to play that clip of that in a second of him talking about it. Then also there's an interview of both Bianca Belair and Bayley separate on No Wrestling Contest podcast and also Bayley on Ring the Bell. But I just want to say both of these women are some of the most talented women on the women's roster in WWE and all of women's wrestling. They have done so much, but we're going to check out and see what Vince Russo had to say. We know he does have the best reputation as far as his opinion, but this definitely had to be highlighted, and we're going to see what he has to say.
EC3 did it $1 million. What, you're going to ask Bayley to critique your promo? Really? Good luck with that.
Would you ask her to critique your match, though?
I don't think Bayley's a great wrestler. I don't think any of the women are great wrestlers right now. I thought Charlotte was a great
Bianca Belair.
I thought, bro, when I'm seeing Bianca Belair having her entire side taped up, and then the next moment she's pressing, what's her name, Piper Niven? No, that's not a great worker, Chris, because I didn't believe it for a second. Your ribs are totally fine. Otherwise, you would put that, first of all, you would never try to put that weight up. Second of all, you're putting that weight up, you would collapse to your knees. So, no, not a great worker, Chris.
I didn't see the match, but did they tease it a couple times?
Never. No. Right. She yanked her right up and had her right up there.
She was up on the ropes, and then she grabbed her.
Great athlete, absolutely. Great athlete, blue chipper, powerhouse. I could not shine her shoes on any field, absolutely. But part of being a worker is to make me believe your performance. That was unbelievable.
See, like harkening back to the initial topic with the finishes and how we were talking about them, like that whole story of the match could have been this. And then her finish is so well established, I don't think very many people kicked out. But her working the whole match to get it, and only by happenstance pulling her off the top, she was able to. That's a great story. I guess that didn't happen. But to finish up on leaders, there's intangible qualities that can't be really defined, both in the front and in the back. I'm not disagreeing with Vince. He should be applicable at all fields, and I think she is. But Vince doesn't, because he's a so.
Thank you very much. I'm gonna get so hammered with that. Raju is right now. Raju is jumping up and down in his living room. Wherever Raju is, he is going absolutely insane.
Get ready for the IW. Get ready for the IWC.
Yeah, if I can get EC3 calls Vince Russo at D, that would be cool for my street.
And listen, let me say, I never met Bayley. I'm sure Bayley is the nicest person in the world. I have no doubts about that whatsoever. Bayley cannot cut a promo for however long she's been in the company.
So therefore, she shouldn't be a locker room leader, according to Vince Russo.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, ladies.
This is great. Discourse and conversation and opinions. Everybody's entitled to them.
Yep.
Yes, indeed.
I'm glad. I'm glad we're just not three dudes agreeing with each other on what we want everyone to think. You know what I mean? That was good. It was a good conversation. Vince Russo, I do not endorse anything he just said, but
Thank you. I wouldn't either, bro. I'd be honest with you. I don't endorse anything I say.
I second that. I don't endorse anything he just said either. So, but it's just the fun. Hey, this is fun, man. It's three adults disagreeing with each other.
What was it like having that title, going back home, and just like that feeling of I just did that?
Man, that was a wild night. For one, you have to understand how new I was. It's my very first year on the main roster. So you have this person who is super new, and I'm just happy that I'm on the main roster, and I'm just happy at the time to be in the Royal Rumble, which is, which I won the Royal Rumble, and that's what got me to WrestleMania. And I remember winning the Royal Rumble and just being happy that I won. And then I looked to the left and I saw the WrestleMania sign, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to WrestleMania. I get to choose a champion. I get to have a title match at WrestleMania. And then, us, all of the fans rallying behind us and creating this hashtag for us to be the main event, and us not even, knowing. So it just kept getting better and better and better. And we found out, I think, the night before, along with everyone else, that we were main eventing WrestleMania.
Wow.
I remember we both broke down. We had to take a minute. We both broke down, and I'm like, is this real? Like, how is this happening right now? And how is it me that's in this position? So I was excited, but I also felt like there was this huge weight on my shoulders. Because it could have been anybody else in this position. There's been so many other Black women before me that could have been here. And because of what they've done, that's why we were in that position. So we were able to make history and be the first 2 Black women to ever main event WrestleMania. And that day, I remember it was a thunderstorm, and it delayed WrestleMania. And at this point, WrestleMania even going to happen because it's outside? And what if it starts lightning during the match? And I'm like, I was like, I knew it. It was too good to be true. I knew it. Matches are going to be canceled. And it was so much anticipation. And then I remember right before I went out, I'm usually very, very nervous before my matches. And right before I went out, I remember my husband looked at me. He was like, how do you feel? And I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I was so calm. It was eerie. And I was like, I'm good. I feel good. I just had this really weird feeling of nah, you got this, you're good. But then my music hit, and I went out there and I got in the ring. And if anybody wants to know how much that moment meant to me, just go back and watch that match. Before the match even starts, I think everything just hit me all at once. It's me sitting across from Sasha. It's the first time that everybody had gotten back together since the pandemic. And we're at the main event of WrestleMania, and all this anticipation and thunderstorms and all this stuff building up. And we were finally in that moment, and I broke down.
Yeah. We don't blame you.
That was an amazing moment to watch you two. And I'm glad you brought that up, because, a lot of times, social media will have this thing where, well, why do you bring color into stuff? Well, because in this particular case, it meant something. Yeah. Like you said, the first 2 African-American women to do something like that, to let other little girls know that this could be something that they can achieve, because Miss Jackie, she never got that chance, and Jazz never got that chance, and Awesome Kong never got that chance. Women who could have, they never did. So it does mean something, despite when people try to tell you it doesn't. It does mean something, man. So when you two looked at each other and you got that emotion on your face, and it was evident. I mean, I got goosebumps then. I'm getting goosebumps now thinking about it. And it was just, that was one of the greatest moments in the history of wrestling. And you two didn't even lock up yet.
I know. And that's what's so special about that. Without even us touching each other or saying anything, the moment was already there. And I think the whole wrestling universe just stood still. I have goosebumps now too. Sorry. The whole wrestling universe, WWE universe, just stood still in that moment. And it's because that moment was bigger than just wrestling. That's what was so special about it. And that night, I walked away with that title, but at the end of the day, neither one of us lost that night. We both won. Everybody won that night. Yeah. And we won an ESPY off of that moment. Mm-hmm. It was it's something that's indescribable to even explain. I think I've only watched that match back twice because it takes so much emotion out of me when I watch it. It's just something that's one of my favorite moments ever, and it jumpstarted my career to now where I am now. But yeah, that moment was huge.
Yeah, man. Now,
God, I still have chills thinking about your WrestleMania moment. More than 70,000 fans chanting your name, singing your songs. It was just such an amazing moment.
Yeah, it was nice to kind of have the spotlight on me, you know? Like, I mean, everybody knew going into WrestleMania that this was my first singles match, so it was very nice to have them all cheer for one person. I was a little worried it'd be 50-50, but I got them,
Nope. No. I mean, the thing is, like, a lot of people are very curious. Your spectacular entrance. Loved it. Why Egyptian themed?
So I was, since I was a teenager, I was very into Egyptology and just like reading all the books, and I love the gods. I have an Eye of Ra on the back of my neck. One of my first tattoos symbolizes protection, which I got before my first pro wrestling match. So I've just always kind of dabbled in it and been, you know, interested in it. And because the Paramore entrance didn't go through, you know, I said, all right, well, let's go to the next best thing. And I wish I could have done it up even more and it made it more of a spectacle, but it was a little bit of a last minute thing, and I'm appreciative of
You
it.
killed it for a last minute entrance,
Thank
though.
you, thank you.
It still seems like yesterday when you murdered all your Bayley buddies and
Oh, yes, I did.
heartbroken. Will they ever come back?
No. They're not
Dead.
going to come back. I moved on. That was a chapter 10 years ago, you know, like it's time to move on. Maybe something else, though. Maybe if I have a blow up of something else.
Maybe.
Maybe they're like blow up basketball hoops so I can freaking swoosh in front of everybody on the ramp.
You know, I know that your heel era is behind you, but
You never know.
oh, one of the things that I missed though. Am I doing it right?
A little louder, more. Yeah, that was good.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
I love it though. I miss it.
Thank you.
What about the Ding Dong Hello
Ding
show?
dong.
I
know.
love it.
Let's bring it back. I've tried.
No,
I've
please.
tried.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's, you know, I think there's still hope. We'll figure it out.
I am very invested in this feud that you're having right now. You against WWE graphic designer team. Why would they never put you in a poster?
I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. I've tried my best. I've worn better outfits. I've begged on my knees. I've cried. I'm just kidding. I don't know what it is, but it's fine. Whatever. I'm over it.
A lot of the top women in WWE, they got to work with legends, you know, like Becky, Charlotte, Rhea. I want Bayley to have a match with a legend. Is there a legend that you want to have a program
Trish
with?
Stratus and Lita. I had a WrestleMania match with them.
You did. Singles
Come
match,
on,
though.
guys.
Singles match.
That's true. Which one should I beat up? Well, I just wrestled Meiko Satomura in Japan.
That was a legendary
That's a
match.
legend.
You know, right? That's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
She came in line when I was with Maven and Edge in California, and she goes, I'm going to be a diva. You hear that from so many kids.
Wow.
She actually became a wrestler, WWE wrestler. She can beat the girls she grew up watching.
One thing I want to ask is that everyone's dream match, Fatal 4-Way, 4 Horsewomen. Will that ever happen?
I have to believe it will. So
Let's believe. I believe.
I believe in a thing.
Now, that was Vince Russo. He did the interview talking about Bianca Belair and Bayley. And I'd say he's definitely off of what he's saying. Women's wrestling is thriving right now. They just got 2 new mid-card championships in Women's United States and the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Bayley and Bianca are one of the best workers in wrestling, women's wrestling. So he's definitely off. And Vince Russo, you need to go somewhere else with that nonsense. But other than that, that's all I have regarding why is there hate on Bianca Belair and Bayley. Why is there so much hate on Bianca Belair and Bayley in wrestling? You guys let me know what you think. Are they the worst workers or are they the best workers? Soon to reveals will pop up, guys. You guys click the links below. Until then, guys, I will see you guys later.